Welcome to Bluelink Enterprises. We are an IT, EDI, and ERP consulting firm with over 30 years of experience helping small and medium enterprises to automate their supply chain processes. Our channel will focus on technical videos on IT, EDI, and ERP-related topics that will guide you on how to automate your supply chain, or will provide you with visual options that we can help you implement. Let us know how we can help you. www.bluelinkenterprises.net. Let's get started.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the presentation about ZOHOBOOKS API. This video is going to show you how to use Postman to pull and push and pull data via ZOHOBOOKS API. Really, it'll work whichever for whatever Zoho application that you may want to do it with. Zoho Books, Zoho CRM, Zoho, any of their applications API, but it gets more specific when you try to pull and push data. So we're gonna be focusing on the Zoho Books, and here is the website with the details, zoho.com/books/API. And I'm going to be basically walking through all these things and how to do it. And I follow the steps, and it's quite easy to generate the token and all that, but I'm going to show you so you can see it and be able to understand what we're going to be doing. So the first step that we're going to do is we're gonna create a new client, and in the process, we're gonna capture the client ID and the client secret, and then you do that on the Zoho website, which I'll show you which one. Then we're gonna use this information that would identify you, and then we're gonna generate a grant token, and that token will be used to identify the account that was created. We need to capture that code, that grant token that it gets generated, and you have 60 seconds to validate it. If you fail to validate it within those 60 seconds, not a problem. You just go back and recreate it again, and then you validate it. We're going to go through the process of validation, and then once you validate it, it'll generate the access token and the refresh token. We need to capture those two tokens, and this token is only valid for an hour. I believe it's an hour, but we'll see it. And once it expires, it needs to be refreshed. Then I'm going to show you the process on how you're going to refresh the tokens, and how to capture the new token and use it as an OAUTH token. And then I'm going to show you how to use that token in order to do the authorization. Misspell that. Anyways, and then at the end, I'm gonna show you how to use the API library to pull and push data via API. Maybe we just do a pull, and we run a quick example of pulling the data. But I'll show you where are the libraries, so you can easily go back to it and do it yourself. Anyways, okay, so first step, we're gonna create a new client and capture the new client ID and the client's secret. All right, so we go to the website, and then you gotta go to accounts Zoho Developer Console, which is right here, API console.zoho. Once you click on that, it should open to that account. Yes. Okay, so it'll bring you here. This is my existing one, but we'll run through the whole process from the beginning. So we're going to click with add a new client. We're going to select the server-based application. So create now. The client name will be, let's call it Postman .sample. Home URL, I'm going to use google.com. and the redirect URI, I'm going to use google.com. Click create. Okay, so now here it is. And we have a client ID and a client secret. So I'm going to copy that guy and I'm going to paste it here. So client ID, client secret. So again, this is security information, so you want to keep that safe. Once I'm done with this presentation, I'll delete this, so it's not, it won't be available to anyone. But you need to capture those two pieces of information. Then he says that you need to generate the grant token, you need to use this. So if we go to Postman, uh, and the get token, okay, so let me start all over again. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this guy. We paste it here. And as you can see, it gives you, okay, so the response type will be the code, the redirect. So for the redirect, you got to put exactly the one that you added, that you put here. Doesn't display it, but maybe here. Yes. See, so in the redirect, we put google.com. So it is important that you put the same one. If not, it will not work. Okay. The response type is testing. The scope, it has the Zoho invoice create and all that. But you can also do let me show you. Where is it? Okay, right here. The scopes are down here. These are the scope. If you want to do it for settings, for estimate, for invoices, all these are the type of access you want to grant to that particular token. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do invoices because I'm gonna pull the invoices. But there's one that includes everything, and it's called. I'll show you that later. Okay, so we're gonna put the client ID that we just capture. Testing code and that. So that's it. So what I'm gonna do is you copy that. If you hit send, it'll do something, but it needs to be done in a browser. In the beginning, I didn't understand that, and I was having a lot of issues. But to do the OAuth, you need to do it on a browser. I think it says it. Okay, to grant the token, see, it will be valid for 60 seconds, and it'll pull the user consent page. So I go here, I paste the link, I hit enter. So I believe that the issue that I had is probably that I didn't have either the redirect URI correct, or maybe I had um, on the scope probably have a space or something. So I redid that and I pasted um, the right scope, and I repasted the return URI, It's important that you have the / at the end of the .com. After that, as you can see, now it gives me this information. So it says create invoice, read invoice, update invoice, delete invoice. Do you accept? So I hit accept, and then it redirects to google.com because I told her to redirect. Now, the important thing is that the code information that is right here needs to be captured. So I take it and then I copy it up to the point of the ampersand. I do not include the ampersand. So I copy that and then I paste it. So this code is what we're going to need for the next step. So the next step, it says that we need to, on the API, we generated the grant token. Now we need to generate an access and refresh token. So we copy this and then we go back to Postman and then we paste this information. And then again, it asks you for the code, which is the one that we just captured. This guy right here. Important that we do not have spaces. So the code, then the client ID, then the secret, the redirect. We need to go back to google.com. And authorization code is the grant type. We hit send. Okay, it says invalid code, probably because it's 60-second expire. So we go back to creating the code, back. Okay, now we take this code, paste it, we hit send. Okay, so now we have the token, and as you can see, it gives us the access token, refresh token, the scope, the token type, and it expires in 3600 seconds, which is an hour. So I take this information and I copy it. So now you have the access token, the refresh token, the scope, which is what we give it permission to do only for the invoices, and the API domain, the Zoho API, and the token type is bearer, and 3600 is when it expires. So if the token expires, all you need to do is do the refresh code. And the URL for the refresh code, let me show you where that is. We go back to the API, and we just generated the access token and the refresh token, right? So here is generate access token from a refresh token. So you copy this guy and pretty much is, let me do a new one. And by the way, important, there's a difference between get and post. These things needs to be done in post, and that says it right here. See, following post URL. So you got to be careful with that. In the beginning, I was having issues because I was using get, and get did not give me what I needed. So to do the generate the access token from refresh, you need to use post, and the same thing to generate the the access and refresh. Got to be post. So keep that in mind. So again, the refresh token will be the refresh token that we just got, the client ID, the client secret, the redirect. It will be all the same thing. So we can take the client secret, client secret. Oh, that's the client ID. Okay, that's fine. So we take the client ID, paste the client ID, then we go down to the client secret. The redirect URI. Refresh token is the grant type, and then we need the refresh token number, which is the one that we just generated. So when you run this, it will give you a new token. See, access token. So the old token, notice it doesn't give you a refresh token because the refresh token is only generated the first time. Then you're going to use that refresh token to regenerate a new access token. Again, it's the same amount of time, 3600. So when this one expires, you can run this and get a new token. Now, because we ran it before it expired, this is no longer valid. The new token is this. So keep that in mind. Every time you do a refresh, you get this information, this new token. So the old token is no longer available. If you don't want to forget the refresh token because that's what you use to generate a new token. If you need to regenerate a new refresh token, then you need to delete the refresh token by using this. You revoke the refresh token and then you create a new one. Keep in mind that you need to refresh every 3600 minutes or seconds, which is an hour, I believe. So now we can go ahead and do the pulling of the data, pulling of the invoices, since we gave ourselves permission to do so. Okay, so we have created a new client, capture the client ID and the client secret. We also generated the code and capture it. And again, the code you get 60 seconds to activate it. So, and you guys saw that it took too long, so I had to regenerate it, and then I was able to validate it, capture the access token and the refresh token, and I show you how to refresh it. Yep, we did the refresh of the token, and now we're gonna do how to pull data from the Zoho books, and I'm gonna show you where the API libraries are, and I'm gonna run a quick example of pulling data. Okay, so in the same directory, we did all this. We have the scopes, and we did the refresh. So now we're gonna go down to where it says invoices, and then here's an API to how to list the invoice. So a quick example, um, here you can do this using curl. You can use this doing Node.js, Java, JavaScript, or Python. So here's the code for Python. But at the end of the day, basically, you need the URL and the header authorization. So you can copy these two things, and what I have this get list of invoices, and basically you need the organization ID and you need an invoice number. But if you don't have an invoice number, you can just do uncheck the invoice number and then just leave it with the organization ID, and then it'll pull all the um, invoices from that. Then under the authorization, you need to, the authorization type is a bearer token, which is right here. And we get that information from here, token type, bearer token type. And then we take this token and copy, and we paste it right here. And then we hit send. And the request pull, and as you can see, it pulls the information from all the invoices that are in the system for that organization. If you want to just pull one invoice, you can just say invoice number equals, and you put the invoice number that you're looking for. You hit send, and then now you just have one invoice rather than several. Okay, so this is how that works. One of the things that I want to show you guys is there is a place where you can get all the libraries. Um, I don't recall where I found it, but they do have something, a file that is called Zoho Global. And here they have all the different information on the API call. So you get a list of invoices, and here you put the organization ID, and then you go to authorization, you select bearer token, and you put the bearer token there, and then you'll be able to get it. But they have all the APIs that you see on the website. They have it available for you to download. I got to figure out where I pull it from. Maybe the resources. But if I don't find it now, I will put that information in um, the website later. But okay, so this is how you do that. This is how you use the API to connect to Zoho and pull information down. I hope this was useful, and yeah, like, subscribe, and let us know what other questions you have. Thank you.